Hello, Jessie here. So happy you found this video because if you did, that means you were searching around looking for information about essential oils, specifically doTERRA essential oils. That's the brand that's the only brand that I recommend. It's the #1 tested, the #1 trusted essential oil brand in the world. So that's the only one that I'm going to talk about, okay? So don't take my information that I share with you and then use the knockoff grocery store oils. It could harm you and it's not going to work. So you got to use doTERRA. If you're not working with anyone yet in doTERRA, I would love to be your essential oil mentor and work with you on a one-on-one basis. If that's you, please reach out. My contact info is in the show notes. But let's talk right now about lavender. I want to share with you 10 very practical ways that you can use lavender essential oil on a daily basis. Okay? So, lavender. First of all, people call this the Swiss Army knife of oils. When in doubt, like really, lavender is an essential oil that you could use. If you're, whatever might happen, Swiss Army knife, use it. As I was preparing for this video, I just thought about ways that I use this oil on myself or my family, and I'm going to share them with you. So here we go. #1, this is the oil of communication. So if you need help communicating whatever it is you're wanting to communicate to someone, maybe you have a big project to do at work and you need to present it to your coworkers. Maybe you need to have a challenging, hard conversation with your child. Whatever it is, if you need help communicating, use lavender essential oil. You could just put some drops in your hand, rub them together, do your ghetto diffuse. You could get it diffusing. If you have diffuser jewelry, you could put lavender on it, or you could just put some on your skin topically. When I'm using oils for emotional support, I love putting the oil on my wrists, over my heart, behind my ears here, on my pulse points. And I always try to dilute as well because sometimes my skin can be more sensitive. So I just dilute and it's good to go. Plus that helps with absorption. So that was for #1, use your lavender to help with communication. #2, use lavender in the kitchen. It's great. I love using my oils when I'm cooking, and maybe I live in the country, so I live far out. So if I discover that I'm out of some sort of spice, I can't just run to the grocery store. So I run over to my essential oil drawer and I will use those oils. A little goes a long way. If something calls for a teaspoon of lavender, don't do a teaspoon of lavender essential oil. That's way too much, okay? 1 or 2 drops, taste it and see what you think. I love making lavender cookies, and then I will just add a couple drops of lavender essential oil along with the dried lavender, and they are delicious. Or put some lavender in honey, stir that up, and then add hot water, and you got a yummy lavender tea. You could use, the possibilities are endless. Use lavender in the kitchen. #3, use lavender in your Epsom salt bath. This is one of our most used oils for Epsom salts because, again, it's a Swiss Army knife of oil. So if my kids have some sort of skin irritation going on, or maybe one of them's a little bit under the weather, or maybe one of them's sore, whatever it might be, I love using lavender and Epsom salt. Because my kids will hold out their hands and I'll fill their hands with Epsom salts, and then I'll add 3 to 5 drops of lavender, and then they'll toss it in the water and they'll mix it up and play around. But by doing mixing it first in the Epsom salts, it's going to help the water emulsify with the essential oil rather than have the oil just pool around on top of the surface of the water. Plus, Epsom salts are great to have too, and they help your body. #4, lavender's all things calming. I think sleep, I think emotions, but it's calming. So put it on, use it, okay? So I love when I'm putting lavender or any essential oil on my body as like a body lotion. I prefer to use doTERRA's unscented lotion versus fractionated coconut oil because it soaks into my skin well, and it's not as it soaks in more than if I used fractionated coconut oil. It just might there's just like a residue's not the right word, but you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I remember when I very, very first started with oils, before I even had my own account, a friend had gifted me doTERRA's lavender, and my oldest son was a newborn. He was a baby. I wasn't sure, and I had this memory just emblazoned into my brain, and I will never forget it. Remember, he was crying. I put him on the floor in my bedroom, and he was just, flailing and crying. I'm like, I have this lavender. I know it's supposed to calm, but I didn't have fractionated coconut oil. I didn't have an unscented lotion. So I ran to my kitchen And I got the coconut oil that I use for cooking, you know, that's sort of hard, but if you use it, it'll sort of get melty. So I took a scoopful of that coconut oil and I put some drops of lavender and I mixed it up in my hands and I slathered it all over my son's body and he smelled amazing. But I remember he was still like, he was laying on my floor and like fussing. And I just stared at him after I applied that lavender and I watched him right before my eyes calm down. And that was one of my very first times of just being blown away by the power of our essential oils and how I'm getting teary, Jesus Louise, and how empowering it was for me as a mom to see that happen with my son. And then I feel like the rest is history. And it was just like one thing after another. But that was one of my very first experiences. So put lavender on your body to help calm you down or calm someone around you down. Number 5, if you are under the weather and you've got the chills, and you got the chills, you know what I'm talking about. What we love to do is we will take lavender, we'll dilute it, or we'll make a roller ball. Use it, a roller ball, you know, like where you dilute it with fractionated coconut oil and then put some drops in there. We'll do that, or we'll just do it in our hands at like with the fractionated coconut oil and lavender. And we put lavender on the back of the neck and down the spine. And then we will take diluted peppermint and put it on the bottoms of our feet. And then we'll do that several times throughout the day. And it's just it helps support our body do what it is supposed to do when you're under the weather in a beautiful way without masking those symptoms. It just gets your body operating as it should. So that's what I love to do for those chills when they happen. Number 6, if you burn your tongue, put lavender straight on your tongue. I will take the bottle and I'll do this little, I call it the whoop whoop method. And then I'll put it on my tongue like that. And it's almost instantly, I start to feel that relief from burning my tongue. Now, it's going to taste like a flower, but it helps make that feeling that sticks with you sometimes for days. It helps your tongue heal so much faster. It also works if you were to have something spicy. I was teaching a class once and I just told people about what I just told you. And someone came up to me because there was food at this class that I was teaching, and she had accidentally taken a bite of a really spicy pepper. I don't remember what it was called, but it was a really spicy pepper. And she came up to me and she couldn't even talk and tears were running down her eyes and she was just like pointing at her mouth. And I'm like, what happened? And finally, I was just like, I ran and grabbed my lavender. I'm like, put it on. And then it just instantly, she's like, oh, she's like, I had a piece of spicy pizza or something. It's just crazy. Another one of those memories is just emblazoned in my memory. Number 7, stings. If you were to get stung or someone that you know gets stung, use lavender. It's going to help calm that area very, very quick. What I really like to do though is I will do peppermint, lemon, and lavender. And that's a natural antihistamine. And I will rub that on wherever, you know, they got stung. And we've used this so many times. And just the relief that the individual feels after that application is tremendous. Now I'm saying, like, if someone is allergic to bees, for example, you need to do what you need to do if you're allergic to bees. I'm talking about if someone just, you know, gets stung, they're not allergic, this is what I would do. Number 8, lavender, a common aroma and fragrance that is used in perfumes. Make your own perfume with lavender. You can combine it with other essential oils. I like to, for my perfume, rather than using something like fractionated coconut oils, I use vodka because it flashes off. And then I got a really cute perfume bottle and I mix up my perfume. And before I spray it on me, I just shake it up and then spritz, 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 spritz. And I have a natural perfume that is not toxic to me or the people around me. But use your essential oils to help you smell good because it works and it doesn't harm your body. Number 9, make a roller ball with lavender. I already talked about how lavender is super calming to your body. So I think instantly of a roller ball for sleep. One of my favorite, all-time favorite essential oil rollers for sleep is about 7 drops-ish. You know, some come out faster than others. 7 to 10 drops of lavender, cedarwood, and vetiver. Those are all great sleep oils. Cedarwood and vetiver, they're going to come out really slow, but just be patient. Hold that bottle upside down. They will come. And then top the rest of the way with fractionated coconut oil. And you're going to love using that for sleep. I like rolling it on the bottoms of my feet, focusing especially on the big toe. It helps your brain shut down. And you have a wonderful night's sleep. Number 10, I want you to diffuse lavender. And again, I think calming sleep type diffuser, a common one that we love using for our kids is lavender, cedarwood, and wild orange. It smells fantastic. Helps your kids sleep, helps when if they're having scary dreams maybe, or night terrors even. This is a combo that I love using to help keep that stuff at bay and help them sleep like a baby. So there you go, 10 practical ways to use your lavender essential oil. If you need help ordering, if you're not working with someone else, please reach out. I would be honored to help you. Check the show notes. I've got a lot of links in there. If this video was helpful, you could leave a comment. Oh my goodness, that'd be awesome. And you can even share this video. I would love that too. And then if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please run over and do that right now. And I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you on my next video.